Hey there, how are you doing today? My name is Adeola. How have you been? I really want to thank you for subscribing and following my videos, watching them, liking them, commenting on them. I really thank you for it. I don't take it for granted. You could have been anywhere else, but you chose to spend time listening to me and loving on me and sending me messages. Please keep subscribing so that um, you can know when I drop new content and we can keep, this beautiful dialogue that we started and we have. Yes. Um, I'm a rapid transformational therapist. No, let me introduce myself properly. I'm a life giver and a kingmaker. I'm air. I give people a reason to live, love, and breathe. I'm light. I bring clarity and understanding. I'm unconditional love. I love because it's who I am, and I'm an example on earth that God exists. And I first mentioned I was a life giver and a kingmaker because as a therapist and hypnotherapist, if you give me the permission to change your life and turn your life around, I will do it. And I've worked in the television industry for the last 18 years, and so I've made so many kings and queens, and I will still make more because I still play in that space. Okay, so that's who I am in a nutshell, who I am and what I do. But what are we talking about today? Is manifesting good health, your health and wellness. Oof. For a long time I didn't really look after myself well. I would tell myself all kinds of stories about, first of all, I hated myself for being skinny. Let's start from there, because I have skinny features. Look at my hands, skinny hands. Yeah. So and my neck, long neck, yes, that's me. And so I hated myself for being skinny. And then I ate myself to a point where I exploded because I moved abroad. I live in Nigeria at the moment, so I moved to the UK. And so I added so much weight. And then I felt, okay, yeah, I like the way I am. It didn't matter to me. I was in a place where I could walk into stores easily and buy clothes. And I used to buy clothes every weekend, guys. Every Friday, Saturday, I'll come back from class and I'll go into a store, Gap, Next, one of those stores, and buy clothes for the next week because I didn't want to iron and I didn't want to wash clothes and start to think about ironing it. So I wanted brand new clothes where I'm cutting off the tag. I know it was a response to some kind of trauma and a void that I was trying to fill, thinking that those clothes and how people admired how I looked could fill the void on my inside. And so once again, I didn't look after myself. I wasn't working out. I would eat anything and everything at all kinds of times of the day, right? And so I blew up. If I went from, maybe I probably went from like a size 10 or 12 to like a 20 or 18, maybe about, 16, 18, I started to play in that space. And so I wasn't serious about exercise. But when I started to grow, within me, I realized that all I have, when the Bible says that your body is a temple of God, well, it's your temple. And I'm not going spiritual anymore. But your body is your temple and the only temple you have physically. So all we have to move, aside from us being spirit, is this body. And so I started to realize that this body, one of my mandates is to raise 10 billion wholesome people all over the world, which means that I need to be all over the world, right? Either physically or virtually. And I need this temple to be okay, strong, healthy, fit, sexy, add that to it, skin popping, fresh, happy, I need to be flexible, right? Now, for me to be all of those things, I had to now start thinking about my health and wellness. I would break down the different areas of my life and see where I was lacking, and my health and wellness was one of it. And so what I started to do was this. I created a picture of the person that I wanted to look like, right? And I started to see that person every day. It was someone else's picture. So what I did was put a passport picture of mine on the person's head and staple it so that I can keep seeing it with its abs, the nice body that I really, really was longing for. Now, this is me going back to, I didn't want to be skinny, but I wanted to be very fit, right? So how did I manifest it? I'm not where I want to be yet, but I'm not where I used to be. I'm in a much better place. I wanted to be an as me consciousness. I wanted to be the person that this is who I am. I'm not like vegetarians are not thinking, should I eat meat today and maybe not eat meat tomorrow? They don't eat meat. That's who they are, right? People doing keto diets and all this kind of different diet. Oh, let's not even talk about diets. I've done every kind, well, maybe almost every kind of diet. Some will work for a bit and then stop working. Some I would do one day and give up. Some, and I think dietitians need to come together to agree on which diet we should follow, because one person says this is good, another person comes and says that same thing that is good is not good. And then they need to also do like bespoke menus or food menus for people or diets for people, because we're all different. But I digress, okay? Because I've been through all kinds of diets, because I kept on thinking, okay, maybe if I do this one, maybe if I do this one, maybe it will help, maybe it won't help. But this year, I promised myself, I think in March, that I was going to take my life into my hands and my body into my hands and give myself the experience of having a phenomenal body. Now, the reason why a lot of people don't lose weight is because they use that word lose. What comes to mind when you think of loss? It's pain. Now, considering that I lost my dad, I lost my sister, I almost lost my marriage, I lost a man that I really loved. When you start to say loss to your body, it doesn't want to hear. It just says, no, we're not losing anything again. So I started with little things, little mindsets change. I started to say shed or reduce or drop, right? Those are the words I started to use. I dropped lose. And then I did a hypnotherapy on myself to find out why I was keeping the weight, what role the weight was playing in my life, and telling the weight now that I'm done, and then of course listening to an audio that kept on drumming it into my subconscious mind of the person that I wanted to be. And so that on the inside started to work before the outside started to show. So I realized that going to the gym was a problem for me. I would be thinking, what am I going to wear to the gym? My pants need to match. So I realized that by the time I'm done with all of that, I don't go anywhere. So I started to do my exercise at home. I started to look for videos on YouTube, subscribe to people who had, who were doing online exercises. And I promised myself that every day, Monday to Sunday, I will work out. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. So I don't care. I will move my body. And then it came down to food. Now, let me tell you what I started to do about my food. I would close my eyes and visualize myself going to the fridge to take an apple instead of chocolate, going to the fridge to take broccoli instead of rice, going to the fridge, going to the kitchen and eating a healthy salad and protein. And if I was going to do some carbs, very little carbs, going to restaurants with my friends and still having a great time, but eating the things that I wanted to eat, that I knew was healthy for me, without blaming it on, oh, you forced me to eat chocolate. No, nobody forced you to eat it, you ate it. So I started to visualize myself doing that, because it's not enough to just say, oh, don't worry, I'm strong. You are not strong, especially because food is emotional. And we're tied to our mothers who used to give us sweets when we would cry, our uncles. Food was what they gave us to pacify us. So once you're thinking of your mom, you're thinking of food, because there's that emotional connection. And then don't forget the breast milk was something that connected us to our mom. So we're trying to replicate that taste in all the things that we're eating. I.e. ice cream when we're in a bad mood, yes? Excuse me, okay? So I started to visualize that. I started to visualize my health and wellness. Now, the next thing I'll probably also talk about is, maybe in the next episode we'll talk about manifesting health, good health. But this is one of it. So that will be like a part 2 of it. This is the first. You have to see yourself in the desired size, weight, scale, desired. What shop would you be going to shop at if you were your ideal weight that maybe you can't now because you're overweight? How are you breathing? Oh, then I started to do a lot of energy exercises, tracing my meridians, making sure that it was clear, flushing them. I mean, and just working with my body energy and making sure that I was so happy on the inside and loving my body, because you cannot hate what you want to let go of. You must love it and let go of it lovingly. So for my health and wellness, I was so intentional. Created imaginations, visualizations. I was just all out, and I still am. Like I said, I'm not where I want to be, but I'm far. I probably must have shed about 12 or so kg, which, I'm sorry guys, is a big deal for me. I couldn't shed this much before. Now I watch what I eat, because I know that my temple, my body is all I have physically to move me to all the places that I need to go to, and I have a lot of places to go to. If for nothing, I need to be here to talk to you from a place of strength, yes, and good health. So do you want to manifest good health today? Aside, having an ailment, which I'll talk about next on my next episode. Aside having an ailment, just being physically fit. We have certain parts of our body that all you just need to do is massage them, and the good health just flows. You're stronger, you're happier. You can, I don't go in unless I'm really tired, and I know how to push myself, because I remind myself, Diola, this is who you are. This is not who you're trying to be, because trying is a senior brother of failure. This is who you are, and so I must be healthy to be wealthy. I must be alive to be able to give of myself and serve from my highest place. I must be wholesome, So meditation was one of the things that helped me. Visualization was one of the things that helped me. Eating right was one of the things that helped me. Reminding myself of who I am. And I stopped using words that didn't serve me anymore. You can try it today. If this video has been of any help to you today, please click the subscribe button and subscribe now. Okay? And once again, if you need any help whatsoever in any other area of your life, send me questions, I'll answer them. And if you want to speak to me one-on-one, find me on Instagram at DIYOLA Kingsley James. Once again, DIYOLA Kingsley James on Instagram. And I'll be looking forward to helping you in any way and every way. Have a wonderful day, guys. I love you.